Okay. What? Come on. Come on. Seriously? We're doing this? Okay. Welcome back to Kamen Rider Review, episode 235. We're here reviewing the 24th episode of Kamen Rider Zeztz, known as Break. And, excuse me, believe it or not, next week's episode is the halfway point. You're like, really? Halfway point? Yeah, so here's kind of what happens. So, by the way, the nightmares they use in this episode are just reused monster costumes. They were just used from previous episodes because, well, we got big things happen this episode. You're probably thinking, like, what exactly is happening? Well, so basically, Baku, but by the way, pick up where we left off last episode with Nem, talking to the lady who calls her mom. He's like, wait, you can't be mom. And of course, yeah, she is basically her mom. And the lady reveals something interesting. Okay, so it's been shown that she has a scar on her right hand that they do explain in this episode where the heck that scar came from. So it turns out the lady, the one leader of that rival organization, the Code, was an agent of Code. Code number 2. Which begs the question, who is Code number 1? Because they have Code 0, who is in charge of the whole thing. And we've seen so far Code 3, 4, who was Nox, 5 and 6, who were killed up previously, and 7 was Baku. But who is Code 1? That's a good question. So the lady explains that Nem is a replicant child. So apparently in a dream, a nightmare injured her hand, and it looked like in a dream she was pregnant. And then she wakes up, oh, she has a baby. Where did this come from? And she is the mother. Who the father is, they don't really know who it is yet. So then she proceeds to contact Zero, who says to handle by having 2 agents show up at her door to take her baby. So her response, kill both of them and put her baby into an orphanage, who was picked up by her manager. And then she heard about her accident, which, from what I could tell, the lady had nothing to do with the accident at all. She had nothing to do with that. And they say, oh, this is the real world, despite the fact, when I look out that window of hers, that's not the real world. That looks like the dream world because the red moon is there. Also, apparently, she hasn't slept in 17 years. Which, that's kind of dumb. Because how can someone stay awake for 17 years? Basically, probably because if someone doesn't sleep at night, they're gonna go crazy. My guess, she probably does sleep, but she doesn't dream. Even if she does, she doesn't remember. So they've been teasing this for a little bit now. So then she leads a full-scale assault on Code's headquarters. Yes, we're seeing this in episode 24 of the show. Baku, of course, shoves outside the Public Security Bureau and just has orders. He's like, oh, you have mission. Eradicate nightmares. Oh, his name is Nem. And then he drives out the headquarters in his motorcycle. He gets there and then he eliminates a couple of nightmares. Which I'm a little surprised the fact he's able to do this. Basically what they do is they reuse the Wolf Nightmare, the Disaster Nightmare, and the Poison Nightmare. Yeah, actually, the Wolf Nightmare is, well, yeah, it's a reused one. They basically was brought back from like episode 16. I was kind of surprised to see this one again. Yeah, I haven't seen episode 17 ever since it was destroyed. Yes, as for the Zeztz Nightmare, that was just destroyed just the previous episode. Yeah, it was just the previous episode that was destroyed. Mm-hmm. Which probably makes it the one with the most appearances. It's been in 4 straight episodes, which is interesting. And there's also the Poison Nightmare. Yeah, they brought this back. First time since episode 9. Yes, it was seen. It was kind of interesting that they did bring it back for this episode, yes. And you see Zeztz wearing capsule form. He's also destroying part of headquarters. And 3 meets up with Code Zero. We see him for the first time. I thought for the teaser he's going to get eliminated, but someone else gets eliminated this episode. We'll get to that. So we see him. Of course, the guy in his 60s, mind you. He's from the series Garo, the actor. So he's like in a briefing room where he's watching all this. I'm like, is this room his office? Don't know. It just is a guy. Oh, this guy apparently is code number 0. Okay. Don't really know. Like, it's kind of this guy was confirmed last episode to be code 0. I heard about it. It was credit wise for this one. So then Zeztz basically busts all the nightmares, and then we see the lady where she's like confronted by Nem. Then she walks to an airport hangar. So, is this implying this is set at an airport? She kills some agents. Then, of course, Baku meets her when she looks like this, or basically form as a lady. It's like, counselor. And then she sees her gauntlet shut off. And then she's shot by some invisible gun. Yes. Well, it turns out this was shot by agents of Code. And Lord 3 is there, who then kills the lady. I'm like, that's interesting. She's around episode 15. Like, wow. After 9 episodes featuring this character, she's gone. And then he starts a fight with Zeztz. And this is where the tease lets, oh, you're no longer needed. So it's basically 7. Why? Because apparently he abandoned the mission. Like, he technically completed the mission, eradicated nightmares. Which he did kill all of them in this episode, so why in the world do they say that his mission was a failure? Yeah, this makes no freaking sense at all. And he fights, we see 3 transform into Lord 3. Yeah, this is actually the first time we see him transform into this thing. Mm-hmm. And then he fights Baku as eliminates the capsule form, which is interesting. Yes, he eliminated the capsule, the thing that's been driving him crazy. And then he goes back to normal Zeztz. First time he's gone back to default Zeztz form. First time in a while he's gone back to default Zeztz form. Yes. Excuse me. So his first time since episode 20, he's gone back this, and then he's basically forced to morph, and then 3 shoots him, and then he wakes up in hospital, like, oh, it was all a dream. Yeah, this is basically a very common reused plot thread. The first time I see in Toku they use this, because this is a common Hollywood trope. That it's a trope. Yeah, so it's a trope that nobody likes, but yet it's a very very common. Yes, it is a very common trope that it's an old trope that a lot of people wish it'd be retired. Yes. But no, it's a common trope like, oh, it was all a dream. Yep. And next episode seems like it's called Getting Started, which seems like a restart going back to the first episode. I'm like, that's interesting. Yeah. I guess the series want to do like in-universe restart. So apparently we're in the third quarter now. Yes. So basically we're in like the second arc per se, or like the third. This is also the first episode where the title is at the next week's episode will be the first title where it's 2 words, because normally put every single title of the of course they also switched the opening title sequence. Yeah. So yeah, they're replacing Visions after. Yeah, this episode is going to be the last one, which is interesting. Yeah, after 24 episodes, they're replacing the opening sequence. Which, that is interesting. Because, if you're really curious, has this happened before for any of the Kamen series you watched in the past? Aside from this one? It's only happened once. Yeah, if you're really curious, what was the last time this happened? Well, the last time this ever happened was Skyrider. Yes, that was the last time it ever happened. Because you only put a lot of this in, like all the Show Era series except for Skyrider, they all have like one theme all the way through. You think, okay, what about the ones that previously bench watched? Oh no, they only had one. Kuga, Agato, all the rest of them got one. This is probably the first one since Skyrider to have more than one. Yeah. I'm not really sure exactly why. You probably think, is it ratings per se? I highly doubt it. Okay, so apparently Hibiki was the last one did this, where it had more than one opening title sequence. Yes, Hibiki. Which, I still question why it was like that, yeah. But yeah, not much to say about this episode. Subject was really good. So, that's pretty much it for the video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe to notifications. I will see you all tomorrow because I don't have time to do Project Red. So, expect to see Project review of Project Red tomorrow. My Hero Vigilantes. Hopefully go through the remaining episodes of Token Agin. Hopefully go through that tomorrow. And I got stream tomorrow too. Okay? But see you tomorrow. Bye.